Do you do anything that you really dislike right now, though, for the sake of some sort of reward either now or in the future?
Not really.
Hmm.
Pretty much everything I do, I want to do. But it should be said, of course, that it's not a all or nothing thing. Like, for example, I've gotten back into formal martial arts training these days, and the only classes that I can get to are relatively late at night on Monday and Thursday, and they're a bit of a drive away, and I'm tired every time. So believe me, every single time I go to my Taekwondo class, there's certainly a part of me that's like, oh, okay, let's here we go. Kind of not feeling this right now, but we got to make this happen, kind of thing. And I won't lie, like last Monday, it was Halloween, and because it was Halloween, we didn't have class. And there was definitely a little part of me that was like, woohoo, like I got the night off, yay, kind of thing. But at the same time, that's a relatively small part of me. And there's a much bigger part of me that's like, yes, I'm finally getting back into formal training. I'm finally feeling better about my kicks. I'm really feeling like I'm getting these techniques down a lot better. So it's never all in or all out. It's always a percentage. So to that regard, of course, every time I jump on that pull-up bar or every time I'm down on the floor to do push-ups, there's at least some part of me that's like, I kind of don't want to do this. But there's a much bigger part of me that certainly is all about it and is glad I'm doing it. And if I ever do find myself chronically like, I just don't want to do this, it's like, okay, we don't really want to do this. Let's look at why. And chances are very good, I probably shouldn't be doing it. That it's probably not something I should be doing. I'm probably better off not doing it.
Hmm.
Because as I tell people, a loss of motivation is usually a sign that what you're doing isn't worth it, that it's not paying off. We all have these acute little moments where you're like, I just don't feel like working out today, kind of thing. And it comes and it goes and it passes. That happens to everybody. That's perfectly fine. But I always tell my clients, if you're chronically not feeling something, like I just really don't want to do this thing this way, tell me, because that usually means it's not very effective. The payoff isn't worth it. A loss of motivation is our emotional subconscious literally telling us this habit is not paying off for you. It's the benefits are not worth the costs. So in that regards, you probably should be doing something different, or we need to reassess our goals. I mean, like a lot of times people will have a goal hijack where they're like, oh, I just want to, be able to, like their objective is to like bench press 225 or something. And so like, okay, let's do that. We'll work on getting them to that goal. But their motivation's going down and they're like, I'm not feeling it and stuff. But then if we really dig underneath their layers a little bit, they're like, honestly, I really don't care how much I bench press. I just want a bigger chest. I just want to build my chest up. They're like, oh, well, in that regard, we've got a million ways I can build up your chest. We could do it with the bench press, but if it's not feeling it for you and it's not really your thing, well, then let's not bench press. We've got 100 other things we could do. And eventually we may find something like, oh man, I don't know why, but these dips feel amazing. I love these things. Then we'll do that.
Hmm.
Then we'll do that. There's no good reason to force yourself to do something you don't want to do when you don't have to do it. And you got other options that are probably going to be a better option for you.
Yeah, and I think also if you feel like something is not rewarding enough, it's probably also because the reward is probably smaller because when you don't want to do something, you are not putting 100% of yourself into it. So the reward will literally be smaller.